You guys almost saw a chair coon. Alright. Hey there, everybody. I'm Radically Moderate, back once again at the Ill Behavior Nothing Can Save Ya. Today we're going to be going over some of the Amber Heard verdict reactions. We're going to look at the Amber Heard attorney Elaine Bredehoft on the verdict and what's next. We got Vox, Slate, even NPR with their crappy expert. Let's jump right in. Hey everybody, I'm Radically Moderate. Hold on. How do I start this video? So Amber Heard's attorney Elaine Bredehoft was on CBS this morning and gave some rather interesting statements. Let's go over that.
Virginia jury's decision to side with Johnny Depp in his defamation lawsuit is drawing both condemnation and praise. The verdict came after 6 weeks of very dramatic testimony from both sides. She claimed that he abused her, while he said she was the abuser. In his reaction, Depp wrote, "The goal of bringing the case was to reveal the truth, and that truth never perishes." Elaine Bredehoft is the attorney for Amber Heard and is with us now. And we should mention, we did also reach out to Johnny Depp's team, but they declined to be interviewed this morning. Elaine, thank you. We're so very glad you're here.
Thank you.
We heard Amber's reaction to the verdict yesterday. This seems to be a huge victory for Johnny Depp this morning.
Yeah, a major setback for women, for women inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom.
No. This is not a setback for women, unless all women are liars. This is a setback for people who lie about abuse. A great analogy to this is stolen valor, people who pretend to be veterans of war. If you call somebody out for stealing valor, like we're calling out Amber Heard, it doesn't hurt or harm actual veterans. So when they say, oh, the women are suffering at large. No, this is Amber Heard cloaking herself in the label of woman at the detriment of all women in general.
Because basically what this said, Amber had an enormous amount of evidence, although a lot of it was suppressed in this case as opposed to the UK.
Well, hold on. Amber Heard wasn't on trial in the UK. That was... what, The Guardian? The Daily Mail. One of those rags. Amber Heard wasn't on trial. It was the newspaper. And the newspaper was being sued for their statements. And they had to prove whether or not they could print them, whether it's defamation. You know, if they hear something secondhand from Amber Heard and they report on it, can Johnny Depp sue them? Turns out no. But he can sue Amber Heard for the false things she said.
But look at all the women who have no evidence, all these women who suffer from domestic violence.
So what you should be telling women is, if you suffer domestic violence, get evidence, document it. Notice how they're not saying that. Amber Heard never had any documented evidence of any domestic violence. She never had any photographs of herself being injured.
Domestic abuse, they don't have evidence. And basically what this jury said is, unless you pull out your cell phone and you tape record your spouse beating you, you're out of luck.
But Elaine,
Well, sorry. It helps a lot. Here's another thing. If you actually have bruises from the beating, that will help out a lot. So in case you happen to heal like Amber Heard, she heals like the Wolverine. Johnny Depp would drag her across glass, and the next day she'd wear an open-backed dress, and there'd be no cuts or scars or nick. Hell, I got my cat scratched to me on my nose, and I still have like a mark here 3 days later. What is it? I sliced my finger open. It's been healing for the next 3 weeks. You don't heal if she had no damage on her. That's why we don't believe her.
I think it was bigger than that, because you had the evidence, as you say, but they did not believe her.
Also, because she would lie to the jury. Here's a pro tip. Don't lie to the jury. By the way, if you guys like this type of content, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. It really helps this video grow. So she would lie to the jury. We all seen that video clip where the Camille Vasquez is asking her, how much money did you donate to the Children's Hospital? She's like, I donated $7 million. And it's like, no, you didn't. You pledged $7 million, right? She's like, yeah, I use pledge and donate interchangeably. It's like, modern people don't. We can tell you're being deceptive. We can tell you're lying. Lying with malice. The jury charged her with malice.
Why do you think they did not believe her?
I think that a lot of that was that it was Johnny Depp. I think the celebrity
No. A lot of it was Amber Heard.
status.
But she's a celebrity too.
Yo, Tim Scott, yo, Don.
And it's not only not
but she's a celebrity too.
right.
But you have to remember, it's a tale of two trials. All the evidence came in the UK. Mr. Depp brought that one. The burden of proof was on the son in the UK because they had called him a wife beater and talked about the domestic violence. He had his opportunity to tell the truth then.
So I got some people saying news stream. Holly Weird equals uninteresting. Here's why this matters. This story matters because the powers that be, the institutional gatekeepers that control the narratives, they wanted everyone to think Amber Heard should have won. That's not what happened. What happened with Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial is kind of a mini repeat of the Trump 2016 election. They're kind of blown away. Where's all this underground popular grassroots support for Johnny Depp coming from? All of the magazines, all of the institutions are saying Amber Heard should be believed, including her. She's even kind of surprised that no one's believing Amber. What the heck? So this is okay, Don, take care. So the powers that be are going to try to crack down on the force that caused this popular support for Johnny Depp.
And a 3-week trial, he lost. The judge found 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence.
That's not what he found. He found that the newspaper published that couldn't be sued for defamation. Not the same thing.
And that came out November 2, 2020. We weren't allowed to tell the jury that.
Well, it's a different system, and the judge, it wasn't a jury, it was a judge. The judge said it was substantially true, and that is significant, and I think surprised a lot of legal analysts. But, in this case, the jury not only didn't believe Amber Heard, but in ruling that she acted with actual malice, that means she had the intent to cause harm, right? That's a pretty high standard to have proven.
And it's pretty amazing since the op-ed never even mentioned Mr. Depp.
But it did by implication. Quit playing dumb.
You have to remember that. What they learned from the UK case is to demonize Amber, which is what they did, and to try to suppress as much of the evidence that came in the UK and did not come in the United States. But the other problem is we had cameras in the courtroom. So here...
What evidence did you have in the UK that you couldn't present in the United States? Tell us what this evidence is. Also, this lady's got a cast on her foot.
Not only did we have a group of Depp fans that were there every day, 100 were allowed in. They lined up at 1 o'clock in the morning for their wristbands to be in that courtroom. But we had everything on camera, and we had tremendous social media.
So what? We shouldn't have cameras in the courtroom? Is that what you're saying, Elaine? I personally think we need more cameras in every courtroom, and the federal court should be broadcast too, especially. What's going on behind those doors?
That was very, very, very much against Amber.
It was pointed out that was the first time that a victim of sexual abuse had to testify on live television.
And I fought hard and lost that battle. So it should not have happened.
Wait.
Television. I pointed out that was the first time that a victim of sexual abuse,
alleged victim,
had to testify on live television.
And I fought hard and lost that battle. So it should not have happened.
So I am a former NFL player.
Okay.
And after a hard loss, it's easy to wake up and point to the other side. Oftentimes, I realized the better thing to do was to look in the mirror. What mistakes did I make as a player? What mistakes did our coaching staff make? And then
yes,
how can
Elaine,
we improve
what
from
mistakes
there?
did you make?
Do you feel like you guys made any mistakes along the way? Do you feel like Amber made a mistake while she was on the stand? Because you're saying it's the celebrity, it's Johnny, it's the people who support him. But what about you and your team?
Well, and
I don't think she's going to answer anything here because it's going to give her client something to sue her over. A bad representation claim.
that's an excellent question. And to say, and you know, Amber even said on the stand, I am not perfect. I am a human being. These people were giving her death threats.
No. What did you do wrong? Don't distract us.
Threatened to microwave her baby. This is the kind of social media she was getting.
What did you
do
wrong?
So are any of us perfect? No. Is there something else we feel we should have done? Yes.
What should you have done?
Absolutely. I redo my closings 100 times.
What could you have improved on, though?
Yeah, afterwards, whether I win or lose. That's part of being a good lawyer, a good trial lawyer, is there's always something. But I think that there were a lot of influences here that were beyond our control. And I think the social media, it was like a Roman.
The social media, I'm telling you, they don't want people live streaming trials anymore.
Coliseum is the, and I think the social media, it was like a Roman Coliseum. Is the best way to.
That's the way freedom of speech should be.
Describe the atmosphere here. And I have to believe that the jury, even though they're told not to go and look at anything, they have weekends.
So you're saying the jury didn't follow instructions and they broke rules. You're saying the jury
have families.
Even though they found in Amber Heard's favor.
They were not sequestered. They were not sequestered.
And the 10-day period we had, how could they not have been influenced?
But Elaine, for most people watching this trial, and a lot of people, as you know, it got huge views. It just seemed to be.
Wait, what's that?
Most people watching this trial, and a lot of people, as you know, it got huge views.
A lot of people got huge views, except for the news media.
It just seemed to be. It seemed to be so messy and salacious and so tawdry on both sides. On both sides. And I think for a lot of people from the outside looking in thought both of them were not telling the truth and that they had both, I don't
know about that.
They mutually abused each other. Do you not believe that?
Oh, no such thing as mutual abuse. That's, as we'll cover later on this live stream. No, one person abuses, the other retaliates.
That was the case?
No, and that's one of the many misnomers. The way that Depp's team approached this was based on ignorance of domestic violence.
Well, then maybe you should have done voir dire better. Should have made sure the jury properly understood domestic violence. Maybe you should have had an expert there on domestic violence explaining what's happening and how yelling at somebody is actually domestic violence, and that when Amber Heard admitted to hitting Johnny, that wasn't domestic violence.
It completely ignored the cycle of violence and just said, oh, she wouldn't have done this if he had been hitting her. That was their approach.
She would have gone to the doctor if she thought she was arred by a broken glass bottle.
So you thought that they weren't fighting fair?
Correct. I don't think they were fighting fair.
And you think Amber Heard is, in fact, a survivor of domestic
Yes,
violence?
I absolutely believe that. And there's a tremendous amount of evidence, much of which did not come into this trial.
What evidence?
Did come into the UK trial. We even had more evidence. We had medical records. We had mental health records that went back to 2012 that were contemporaneous. We had text messages from Mr. Depp's assistant saying, when I told him that he had kicked you, he cried.
So how is she today, Elaine? How is she today?
When I had told him he had kicked you, he cried.
What is her next move?
She's right. Well, her next move is appeal. There were a number.
She's heartbroken.
She is heartbroken. And one of
hearsay. So that was a hearsay.
One of the first things that she said when she came back from the verdict, when we went into the conference room, was, I am so sorry to all these women.
She did not say that. You are lying. You are a liar.
She said that?
Yes. She felt like she had let down
this
all
guy
these
doubts
women.
it.
She said that?
Yes.
This guy on the right here, He's been doubting her the whole time. He's been pressing her. He doubts it right now.
She felt like she had
Dude, look at him.
let
He gets to wear a
down
green
all of
suit.
these
Black
women
guys can wear
because
any
she
color
had
suit.
more evidence than
How cool
most
is
people
that?
do, and yet they still didn't believe her.
Elaine Charleston Bredehoft, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
be right back.
All right, if you guys like this type of content, leave a like down below, subscribe, share for friends. Radically Moderate out of here. We have a couple. Hey, calm, Tom. We have a couple articles to go over. From Vox, the Me Too backlash is here. Johnny Depp's legal victory, and the death. Ooh, let me try that again. The Me Too backlash is here. Johnny Depp's legal victory and the death of Roe v. Wade are a part of the same toxic cultural movement. Yes, this is totally not a clickbait title. Let's combine two popular topics in the same headline and make an article about it. 5 years of anticipation are over. It is clear. The long-awaited and much dreaded backlash to the Me Too movement is here. On May 2nd, the Supreme Court literally killed women with their rights to reproduction. On June 1st, Johnny Depp raped Amber Heard on public in court, metaphorically speaking, who alleged that he abused her. Depp's argument, which the jury apparently agreed with, was that Heard had in fact abused him and lied about it. Heard won on one count of defamation of her own against Johnny Depp's former lawyer, Adam Waldman. It is only fitting that the cultural movement that began with women speaking out against powerful men who say they hurt them announced its end by the courts finding in favor of one of those men. Every wave of feminist activism is greeted by backlash. The political action of 1970. Oh my God. Depp's victory not only does not come from a criminal trial. It was a civil case about a newspaper op-ed published in I Spoke Up Against Sexual. You forgot to mention that it was written by an ACLU lawyer. Is the ACLU mentioned anywhere in this article? ACLU? Nope. So this article, Constance Grady is lying to you, the reader, through omission. She's not telling you the whole story because she thinks you're too stupid, or she wants to control what you'll think, what opinion you'll form. But what do I know? The verdict is as much to say that anyone who says the phrase, "I was abused," can be sued as a liar. No, it does not say that. The abuse has to be proven. You can't falsely claim somebody was abusive to you. You'll have to prove your abuse. And so, okay. Not anyone who says I was abused will be sued. The guy suing has to have money to afford a legal team for a civil trial. And let me tell you, the best defense to abuse is if it's true. And so if you were raped, you should file charges against that guy. So when he's charged with rape and found guilty of rape, you can say so-and-so is a rapist. And then he can't sue you for defamation because it's true, proven of court records. Now, the Vox won't tell you that because they think you're stupid. Let's go to the next article. Slate, truth was never the point. What? You mean Heard telling the truth was never the point? The Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial illustrates the dangerous potential of defamation lawsuits to silence critics, punish enemies, and spread disinformation. No. What is disinformation? So they're not using, they mean dis. This is purposely wrong information for purpose. You could say malinformation. For the last 7 weeks, yep, the verdict signaled that both Depp and Heard lied, either individually or through their agents. Debatable. The jury awarded Depp $15 million and Heard $2 million, making him the apparent winner in the courtroom showdown. On social media, the reaction to the verdicts was swift. Depp fans were gleeful, and those who saw the trial referendum on Me Too movement were despondent that Heard had not emerged as a victory for the battle of truth. The war over truth, however, was already lost. As the long trial dragged on, a tsunami of distortions and disinformation about litigants, their lawyers, witnesses, and the judge surged through social media and the court of public opinion, engulfing any real facts emerging from the court of law. In no way did this trial do what defamation law was supposed to, protect anyone's reputation. Well, I feel like it protected Johnny. When we got Amber Heard on the stand and we could see what a lying, conniving demon she is, it made everyone understand, oh, Johnny wasn't a bad guy for leaving her. Or it made some people even think, I can see why he did it. If he did it, I can see why. We'll get into that later, because this lady's all like, oh my, where is it? Where's the funny line? Where's the stupid line this lady says? I'm blocked. She blocked me. She blocked me. Oh my God. She didn't block me over here yet. I sent her this message. She blocked me. Oh my, we'll have to cover that in a little bit. I can't believe she blocked me. I was so nice to her. She blocks any critic. Wow. Okay. We'll get back to that. There is a much bigger message in the conclusion of this case, one that has implications for the individual liberties of every person in this country. That's because the trial came at a moment of contentious debate about defamation law, specifically debate whether the First Amendment gives too much power to defamatory speech. Some U.S. Supreme Court justices have argued that the court should revisit the long-standing precedent to scale back safeguards for freedom of expression, making it easier for plaintiffs to win defamation cases. Right now, prominent people face a high constitutional bar when they sue for defamation. A careless false claim is not enough. Some justices, what we got here, do not always dislodge disinformation. In this case, the lawsuit created more. Oh, yes, this lawsuit created more disinformation. Guys, listen, the information you need to know is that Heard was the victim. Anything else is disinformation, especially if you're saying Heard was the abuser. That's the most disinformation I've ever heard in my life. Relaxing free speech protections to make these kind of lawsuits easier to win would leave those who contribute to public speech vulnerable to abuse by the powerful, meaningfully reducing disinformation. And as this particular trial showed, no matter how personal or societal import the question. I'm sorry, I'm just so distracted by this lady blocking me. We're going to have to go to the next segment here. So, the Depp verdict could bring chilling effect. We're actually I'm going to end this segment right here. We're going to start this from the beginning. From NPR, the Depp verdict could bring a chilling effect for domestic abuse survivors. Even before the verdict came in, the 6-week-long trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard had ramifications beyond the courtroom. Experts were warning that anti-feminist groups, I don't know what that type of group is, were using the trial to mobilize, and that defamation lawsuits were being used to silence survivors of domestic violence. So I clicked the link right here. They link to this article. Social media sides of Johnny Depp in trial of Amber Heard. And so this lady says right here, it's absolutely happening. So according to Know Your Title IX report from 2021, they found that survivors were... So this is the expert, okay? She says this bit of line here. I need to take this from the top one more time. Sorry. Concise. From NPR.org, the Depp verdict could bring a chilling effect for domestic abuse survivors. We'll fact check that. Even before the verdict came in, the Depp verdict had ramifications beyond the courtroom. Experts were warning. What experts? They link to this lady, Nicole Badera. So I looked her up on Twitter. This is her. She is a PhD sociologist studying how our societal structures make violence more likely to occur. University of Michigan, okay, 30,000 followers. I sent her this message. Guys, look at my message. Look how nice I was. This isn't hate mail. I don't hate you. I would reply to you, but I can't. I support you speaking your mind. I just want to say you might be reading the waters wrong. I think the Heard was the abusive one. I believe Johnny when he said she threw a bottle that smashed the end of his finger off. Johnny was the abuse victim. We all have audio of her daring him to go before a jury. They wouldn't believe that he, a male, could be an abuse victim. I think there is someone here denying the abuse. It's you. Siding with the abuser. There might be a chance you are wrong. It's hard to admit, but part of being a reasonable person is admitting you are wrong. Right now, you are on the wrong side of history. Side with the victim. I don't hate you. I support actual victims of abuse. False accusations hurt real victims. Oh yeah, I found you through the NPR. You said, Berdera, absolutely, it's already happening. So according to the Know Your report from 2021, they found that survivors that report to the universities of 23% with defamation the 23% are threatened with defamation lawsuits by their perpetrators, and 10% face some type of retaliatory complaint on campus. First of all, threatened, that doesn't mean that they actually were sued. And again, retaliatory complaint, so what? I just want to say, if women filed police reports and got those men charged, they would be protected from defamation lawsuits. I thought you should know this. You should tell victims to file police reports and press charges. A defense to defamation is if the thing is true. Am I mean anywhere in this? Am I mean? But I am now blocked. Nicole Badera is a baby. She can't handle somebody disagreeing with her, so she blocks them on Twitter. She posts this drivel. I'm going to come out and say it. If the reason you didn't see mainstream media outlets assessing the evidence in Depp and Heard is because they were afraid of Johnny Depp would sue them next if they concluded he had been abused. No, that's not at all what happened. You're not a lawyer. Shut up. Sit down. And there it is, you guys. I've been blocked. For what? For disagreeing with Nicole Badera. I'm very reasonable. But if you say something reasonable to her, she'll block you. Even though she says some very unreasonable things. I'm going to have to log out here so I can see what else she's saying. Give me 1 second. So this lady has set it so that only her people she follow can reply to her. She says this. I've seen a lot of tweets about how Depp versus Heard verdict is a sign that we still don't believe survivors. Based on the hate mail I'm getting, I want to add that plenty of Depp supporters know he was abusive. They think Heard deserved it. No, not at all. I think Depp was a victim. Heard was the abuser. Thin-skinned snowflake here. cannot handle somebody disagreeing with her. Blocks them instantly. Doesn't even. You could mute me. You could not respond. Instead, I can't handle criticism. I'm gonna block everybody. No, we believe survivors. We believe Johnny Depp was a survivor. If you guys think this Nicole Badera is a garbage, if you think I can't encourage anybody, okay, don't contact her, don't message her. But if you think people need to be better, leave a like down below, leave a comment, share with your friends. Because if Nicole can see this video, maybe someday she'll respond to me and we can figure out why she doesn't believe survivors. Thanks, guys. Radically Moderate out of here. Hey, Saeed, how's it going, man? In a long time no see. I can't believe she fucking blocked me. What a fucking baby. What a utter baby. Alright, I'm actually going to be ending this video now. If you didn't like this, you're an asshole. I'm going to edit it and go to bed because I got to wake up early tomorrow morning. I'm sleepy. And I'm not Nick Rekieta, who's fucking on drugs and narcolepsy. I say that with love, Nick. Narcolepsy is a drug. All right, you guys, take care. Peace out of here. Radically Moderate.